Hey folks, everyone loves pirates here. I know it's been a long time since we've had a Dwarf Fortress development update. It's not that Tarn hasn't been putting the updates up there. It's just, well, I've been busy and there's also not been a whole lot going on. I'm going to cover some of the bug fixes and little things that have been added since I believe my last video was a 47.01. So it's up to 0.04 now. So I'll cover just some of the things I found interesting there. And then most of the development work seems to be focused on the graphic stuff right now and getting all that working, new structure or whatever for it all. So a lot of the updates, pretty much all the updates for the last couple months have been showing off some of the new graphical stuff. So I have all those things open in separate tabs. We'll run through them just in case you haven't seen them. As always, I highly recommend going to the website and actually reading what he has to say. But if you just want a quick update on what's going on, there you go. And lastly, Kit Fox Games, the folks doing the graphics for Dwarf Fortress, on their YouTube channel, they released a video with Tarn in it, basically just talking about what Dwarf Fortress is. But it also showed some actual like gameplay. I'm gonna show just maybe a short clip from that, just to kind of show off the how Z levels look, because I think it looks really good. And yeah, that's it. Let's get into this. So back in February, we got 47.02. Basically, for all of these little fix update things, a lot of it is just crash fixes. Some of the interesting things in 0.02, stop flying mount from taking control when it's airborne. That was one of the things I showed off in my video that was checking out the new version. And fix issues with mount movement after fast travel, another thing that I ran into. So it's great that they jumped on that stuff right away. There's some other interesting things as well. One of them is starting dwarves pulled from underground cultures no longer start with cave adaptation. And I don't know, I think they should, right? If they come from underground cultures and they have developed cave adaptation, that should be part of just this starting capital fun that is Dwarf Fortress. Another thing, they allowed legless animal people to pet animals. That's good, finally. You know, the rights for those legless animal people weren't even allowed to pet the animals. All right, and then they changed Human Fortress to Castle. And that's right there. I think that's a good change. I don't know. It's not a big deal, but I liked it. I always like seeing little tiny things get changed and just more kind of quality of life, make it easier maybe for new people to get into the game. When they see Fortress, they know it's Dwarf. When they see Castle, they know it's Human. So for 47.03, again, a lot of crash fixes. Some of the more important things had, at least in my opinion, have to do with hospital stuff. Because hospitals have been broken for a while, or at least parts of them have been broken for a while. Really, all hospitals have been broken for a very long time, and it's slowly getting fixed. So right now we have stopped patients that have been in traction for a week from requiring diagnosis repeatedly. That's good. I'm pretty sure I've run into that one in playthroughs. Made dwarves inside hospitals return to rest if rest is canceled. Definitely have run into that before, so it's good that that is fixed as well. There's some stuff about supporting Doctors Guild Hall to fix broken petitions. I still really haven't messed around with the Guild Hall stuff, so I'm not too sure about that. I have started my own little playthrough in 47.04 that I've just been doing off camera. Try to get back into the game a little bit and check out some of the newer stuff and to see if some of these fixes have actually gone through, especially the ones we're going to talk about for 0.04. But yeah, that's a lot of the major bug fix stuff for 0.03. Some of the other little tweaks, stop patients that have been added person-seeking behavior to socialize activity and to jobless milling about in zones. I'm hoping that this is what I'm guessing this is when someone's idle or they're doing a socialized task, they're going to be seeking out people. And I'm hoping that'll help with a lot of the mood issues that came up when, well, mood was added or changed quite a bit. So hopefully people will seek out people that'll help raise their mood. And they also fix problem causing World Gen people to falsely befriend themselves for information. I thought that was kind of amusing, so I added it in there. All right, and here's the last one. So again, bunch of fixes for crashes and stuff, but the important stuff is fix the loyalty cascade due to death of questers, etc. that had a positive relationship with Fort Dwarf. So this shows that they're continuing to trying to work on these kind of cascading mood issues, and that's one that I haven't run into, I don't think, myself, but it's good that it's in there. They also stop dwarves from silently dissolving their marriages when they make a close friend. Funny, I always thought it was the other way around. Okay, let's go. There's some social commentary for you. Let's go and check out some of the new stuff when it comes to the graphics. So this goes way back to like February or something. So there, you may have seen some of these before. Here's just kind of some rooms and what they look like. Door. There's your up down stairs. I think look pretty good. Here's some more just outside stuff. We got a workshop. Looks like a carpenter workshop there, and you know, one kind of Z level look at it. Then there's the stockpile with this checkered pattern that we're used to from a lot of the tile sets. Here's some of the animals. Here's a bigger kind of look at an indoor setup with a mason's workshop, looks like a blacksmith. Not really sure what that's going to be. Don't worry, they change, and they're just looking more at the ramps and kind of how Z levels end up looking now. They fixed the shading issues where I think it makes sense in most of our minds now. Before it kind of seemed like it was reversed. Here we got some of the different sized animals that you can find in there. Here's some rooms set up. I like the look of the beds. Nothing else is really all that different from most of the stuff we're used to. All right, here's some multi-level stuff. And again, I'm going to show you a little clip about this as well. But and it looks a little different now than it does in this picture. But you kind of have a different opacity or, you know, coloring to kind of give you an idea of what Z level is what. And I think it's a good way to do it. And here's some more, I don't know, stockpile stuff. I guess this is an alternative stockpile without the checkered stuff. There's a couple more animals. Here's showing that some of the, they're aiming to make basically the text descriptions be reflected in the actual graphic for the animal. So here's some kind of examples of that. Again, some more stockpiles. What do we have here? Is that a windmill? Looks like a windmill. All right, here's the interesting one. So we have, you know, your usual Dwarf Fortress, ASCII, World Gen stuff that we're used to. Here's the exact same thing in the new tile set. And first off, you'll notice that it's using square tiles, which I think actually helps out quite a bit. Makes it look a little more, I don't know, realistic. I always feel like these were just super squashed looking. And if we zoom in, I really like this. You got your little towns, something evil in a cave there, a monster lair or something probably. You got some goblin fortresses, perhaps a necromancer tower. And let's see what else. There's some of those new castles, as they're now called. And yeah, I think it looks really good. I really like this. And you feel like you can, I don't know, it looks like a little adventure just looking at the map, and I'm very excited about this. This is perhaps the one change I've seen so far that makes me the most excited for the Steam and itch versions. And here's different Z levels of trees. Really, it looks pretty close to what we've seen in different tile sets. Here's a GIF going up and down the different Z levels, showing you what the trees look like. Here's just some more trees, but it's showing you kind of that they have shadows now around them. This is what mine tracks look like. You know, I still have never messed around with mine carts and tracks in Dwarf Fortress. I really ought to do that at some point. I feel like I'm missing out, but it never seemed necessary. I think that's more for like the Factorio players or something, like to make just different kind of transport options for materials and make everything super efficient. That's why I have dwarfs. You always have too many dwarfs, and I figure they can just haul stuff around. All right, looks like we got a ballista shop there, perhaps, and some cages. I don't know if that's a workshop or if it's kind of a little jail. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's the animal training area. The title for this just says large workshops. All right, and then the last two are quite nice. It'd be great if I could zoom in on this a bit, but I guess I could with this. This is just like a pool of water, murky water, or whatever. This is the new animation for it, which I think looks quite nice. And this is a brook, so running water, which I also think looks quite nice. Looks like we got three different graphics kind of tiled in here, so it looks it breaks it up enough. I like the look of that. All right. So last of all, I'm just going to show a little bit from the Kit Fox video, not the whole thing. I'll link it in the description, and you can go check it out if you would like. But this is showing you again, and I think this is a great kind of still from it, how you can kind of look down each Z level, and it's not jarring. It doesn't distract you, but you get a really good sense of depth, in my opinion, at least. So. Not really sure what else is on here. There was a little bit of like digging into the side of the mountain here. Right now, all the dwarves have the same just graphic, but again, it's going to reflect descriptions of what you see for dwarves. And there's Tarn. So, again, I suggest checking that out. That's basically what we have so far. If I had to guess, I think you're still kind of a ways out before we see any itch or seam stuff, but that's just a complete guess on my part. As usual, I have nothing to do with the development of Dwarf Fortress. I just love the game, and I know how difficult it can be to kind of just stay updated. One of the great things that Tarn does is gives constant updates, which is really cool. I haven't checked into the Future of the Fortress stuff. Again, it doesn't really, I don't feel like much has really changed on that point, but I can't say for sure. But again, all the focus seems to be on the Steam version. So until that is released, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of new information, or at least nothing that's going to become relevant for any amount of time. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Like I said, I have been playing a little Dwarf Fortress on my own again. I have a little break right now. I may end up streaming some of it. I might actually stream some of it today. So if you're interested in seeing any of that, I'm not going to put it on YouTube, I don't think, because I don't plan on it being like a full playthrough. But I haven't been in Fortress mode in a while, so I wanted to check it out. And so if you have any interest in seeing that, just head on over to my Twitch channel. It'll be linked in the description, and follow so that you get notified when I go live. Also, you just go to the Discord. I always post in the Discord as well when I go live.